Time for a little showcase. This the mod I've been working on that well I worked on months ago and never really put much work into since. Yeah, that's just some code I put in there to give me points for testing so I could buy guns and all that. Test to make sure stuff's working. And in case I end up with any glitches where I end up not being able to pick a weapon back up, which you'll see why that is a problem later. Maybe. It's a little rough around the edges right now, and the map itself is nowhere near finished or finalized. This is just that kind of garbage I threw together. But, it's for testing code in, really. I have ideas for what I want to do with it, but, right now. That's like my favorite part. And there's going to be a lot more. I'm going to start porting over a lot of code that I wrote for World at War. Right now I've got some of it, little small portion of it ported, but not a lot. Yeah, I don't have a major majority of that code ported over, and there's some issues reporting some of the code. Um, some of the stuff I did in World at War just isn't as easy to do in Black Ops 3. Like certain things dealing with like DVARs and all that stuff. I don't know if you watched any of my coding tutorials, you probably see me use those in my World at War tutorials. But yeah, you can't use those. They're not. I mean, I think they're still available, but there's like a different way you have to go about doing it. It has to be handled through, I guess, what you call the server or the host. It's not just like you can't just write the code to do it. It's a little bit more complicated. And stuff like my malicious perk machines and stuff like that. Yeah, you can't really can't do that as easily either without basically rewriting all the code that causes them to function in the first place. Because for whatever reason, Treyarch made it to where you can't really modify the existing like zombies code scripts. Like they're available to you, you could see them, you can access them, but if you make changes, the game just doesn't like it. The linker freaks out and has a little shit fit and it refuses to work. So, yeah, that's a Black Ops 3 thing. I think what they did is like protected the scripts. I think the point of that was supposedly to stop cheating or some bullshit. I really don't know. Um, or maybe it has something to do with like deeper functionality of the engine in the back end. I really don't know. But yeah, they changed a lot of shit and made it a lot harder to do some of the stuff you might want to do. Um, at least in my case, where I'm familiar with World at War and Black Ops 1 coding, because those are largely the same. Like all the same functions are available. They just kind of more or less expanded on the World at War functionality and maybe added a few things. But yeah, in Black Ops 3, they completely changed the way a lot of stuff works. Like a lot of the code I think is still largely similar from the original World at War code to a degree, but it's like the back end, like the engine stuff is different. But yeah, as you can see right now, um, I can't use my weapon. And I forgot to do something in the code, which is, you know, a little bit silly on me, but but yeah, there's some things I want to alter in this, and there's a lot of stuff I want to change. But yeah, this is one of the things I added into is suspended weapons privileges. So it's gonna be, as you could tell, it's gonna be pretty fucked up. It's gonna be like my other mod that I made for World at War that I never ended up releasing just because really the releasing it's not as easy as Black Ops 3. Like you can't just go on the Steam like what do you call it? You can't go on like this. What are you? What's that thing called? The stupid fucking where you download the mods on Steam, whatever the hell you call it, the workshop. Yeah, fucking dumbass, weird ass bullshit. But yeah, you could just like publish this straight to the workshop. Whereas in World at War, I would add package up manually the files and all that stuff and distribute it with documentation on how to install the files or make an exe that installs them for you, which, you know, some people may find sketchy, others may not. Um, yeah, and I just, to be honest, I didn't want to write a fucking, I didn't want to write a fucking C++ fucking program to install fucking the files for you. I really, honestly, I guess you could say it's laziness, but part of the reason why I left World at War to switch to Black Ops 3 is just limitations. After a certain point, I was getting a lot of crashing. So, like, you know, I would start adding new features, I would get crashes. I'd, you know, if I added too many music tracks or something in there, then it would crash. You know, there was a lot of issues with it, being it's a 32-bit program. It works in limited RAM space, so no matter how much RAM you got, I think it can only access up to 4 gigs of it. And some of that's allotted to, like, you know, engine level stuff that you can't control, you know. So it's not like you could just shove a whole bunch of stuff in memory and everything be fine. Um, there are ways kind of around it, but I kind of decided it would be better to work on something that has a lot less limitations, although I found that this kind of has its own set of limitations that are different from World at Wars, like, you know, the inability to edit some of the scripts without having to completely rewrite them. Basically, instead of being able to modify functionality that exists, now it's basically like you gotta hijack the functionality in a like custom script. So it's a little bit weird, and you know, you got to come up with workarounds. Yep, weapon privileges are suspended again. Apparently, there was supposed to be a message that popped up on screen, but I think I messed up and made it and didn't use the proper uh, print line that I wanted. I mean, that's custom code too, but I used one, I guess, that apparently just flashes it on screen and it doesn't it doesn't stay on screen. Apparently, I really don't know what happened there. So I'm gonna have to go back and make a change to that to fix that. But yeah. Yeah, nothing too special yet. Also, the zombies that should be fully sprinting, but I have to actually work that out. They should be sprinting every round since round one, just like I had in World at War, but that isn't a thing right now. Because that also got changed. It's not just as simple as, you know, really, it was like one line of code in World at War to do that, but now it's a little bit different. I haven't really bothered looking into it too much on what's going on with that. But I mean, I haven't worked on it in months either. So let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and get a different version of my print line function. All right, copy that line and where did I use that? We're gonna just we're gonna paste. We'll paste it there, and then I'll take the string value, copy that. Okay. Um. Yeah, that looks fine. So then we'll copy that down. Because I want to. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to make sure that some of this code's actually firing properly. That's really the only reason I'm putting this in here. Paste that there. Okay. So I guess we'll see if that works. Save that. Oh, you know what? I'm stupid. Maybe I didn't run the linker. Uh, that might be why the code changes didn't really work. That's one thing with fucking Black Ops 3 is the linker's really picky, like I said. So like modifying Treyarch's code just is like basically a no. I mean, from what I understand, it can be done with workarounds. Like you kind of have to, like I said, hijack the code or basically just completely negate their stuff and just write your own scripts, which, it's a little bit annoying considering you have access to the code right there. And yeah, you can't just copy it into your own script either because that doesn't work. I've tried that too. Copying it into my own script, modifying it, and just calling that script instead. That doesn't work. Um, so yeah. it Black Ops 3 has some like gotchas when it comes to, you know, especially if you're used to World at War or Black Ops 1. Ads are disabled right now. Can't aim down sights. Nope, now it's back. Besides, yeah, anyway, now I could actually maybe showcase this a little bit more proper. So yeah, the idea was to make, kind of like what I did with World at War, just something that's messed up. Oh, the underpants gnome stole my weapon. No, now my weapons privileges are suspended. Yeah, that's something I gotta make. I gotta make like little. That was the idea, but oh shit. Wait, what happened there? I must have did a typo. Cause yeah, that wasn't correct. Hold on. Did I type? I don't know. I'll pull it up after I'm done showcasing. I've still gotta work on this anyway. I'm not worried about it right now. Like, polish is more of an afterthought right now. I get stuff working. I still gotta do map design stuff, audio stuff. I got a lot before there's gonna be any kind of release of this. Outside of maybe like a limited release to some of my friends. Yeah, I double typed an S. Okay, so yeah, It stole my weapon. I really hate this keyboard. It does that sometimes with typing. It'll double type certain letters. It's one of them stupid ass membrane keyboards. I need to get another mechanical one. This one's garbage. Which is a shame because it's a Corsair. I don't know. I have a Corsair mouse and it's really good, but the Corsair membrane version of the keyboards are fucking trash. And it's a shame because it wasn't really that cheap either. For like I think it was like $50, and that was like on a sale deal. I think they're normally like 60 or 70, which is kind of pathetic for how responsive it is and accurate it is. But yeah, I don't know why it does that. I don't know. Membrane keyboards just suck anyway. I really wanted to get a different one, but at the time I didn't have the money, and it was like $100 and some dollars. The one I wanted, it was a Corsair as well, but it was actually a mechanical keyboard, one that doesn't have that fucking problem, or shouldn't have that problem, I should say. Could potentially still have it, but it's less likely on a mechanical. Yeah, also, that's something I'm working in. It's not finished yet. But as you may have noticed, every now and then it'll like put me in a prone mode and it'll look like I took damage. That's something I call fake down. Uh, what fake down's gonna do is it's going to, when it's finished, um, it's only gonna react when you're near, like, kind of like this, close to a zombie or something like that. That way, the idea is it's to fuck with the players, so it's gonna trick you into believing that you took damage when you didn't. It kind of gives a more of a sense of urgency to escape the situation. But yeah, it actually does no physical harm. Whenever you see the damage thing on screen, it's literally just a illusion of damage. There is actually no damage being applied to the character. Um, but yeah, this is just some of the stuff we're working on, and I'm gonna expand it. There's gonna be much worse stuff in this. Like, it's meant to be one of those fun things you just play with your friends and kind of have fun with, and like kind of laugh about, like, you know. And I also am eventually gonna have it to where it functions individually per player. So your buddy might be able to help you while your weapons privileges are suspended and stuff like that. Currently the way it would work if other people were in here, saying that it works for multiplayers. I haven't tested it yet, but everybody's gonna be getting basically punished at the same time. Which I don't know. Maybe that could be a vote. What do you think? Punished at the same time or punished individually? Um, I thought about even maybe tying the tying suspended weapons privileges to like failure. If you get hit too many times or whatever, I'd have to make a variable to keep track of how many times you've been hit, and then based on that, you know, uh, apply weapon privileges. So I don't know. That might be something that'll probably be something I'll let my friends more or less vote on. But you know, anybody else who sees this could just leave comments and let me know what they think. If they think that's an idea I should go with, or if I should just stick with the way it is now. But it, you know, improve the system a bit. That's the idea. I definitely still need to improve it. Like, you know, this kind of sloppy copy code. It's not exactly fantastic, but yeah, there's not much to it yet. Um, I just brought the project back from, you know, long hiatus. So, uh, but yeah, that's really about it with that. So, yeah, let me know what you think of the idea. You know, it's it. If you could tell by the map itself, it's gonna be like kind of set in a mall. Um, right now it's just a very small test version of like a mall, but you know, it's gonna be expanded to be kind of like a mall. I don't know. That was the idea when I made the little shitty test map. I don't know. I might just make it a full mall. I might take it outside, make it a shopping district or something. I don't know yet. Got a lot more coding to do. Got a lot more other shit to do, map design and audio work and shit like that. But yeah, uh, eventually too, I'll probably get to some tutorials on this if people are interested in it. I have had people ask me to do like modding tutorials for Black Ops 3, and well, here you go. At least for now, you have some hope that that's going to be happening. You know, it's kind of more or less when I get the time, or if I have the time, do I feel like doing it at the time? Because, you know, it's really a big thing with this kind of thing. If you're not feeling it when you're doing it, you're not going to be putting your best into it. So there's just no point in doing it. So, yeah, I kind of take my time with these kind of projects because they're just fun for me, you know, and I would eventually like to have one that's fully released and other people could test out and play, fix that typo. Um, but yeah, let me know what you think, and that's it.